Hello and welcome to my peer tutoring 11-12 learning summary video. This is my final assignment submission to the peer tutoring class, and I will be talking for the next 5 minutes about my experience and my time as a peer tutor this semester. So to start, I peer tutored a English 9 class. It was Miss Rance's English 9 class D block in Portable 1. And yeah, so I spent a lot of time working in English, and I was always very talented in English, so I think that was a good choice for me to be peer tutoring that class the whole time. And I think I really benefited from having a subject that I was very adept in, very experienced in, and to be able to peer tutor that was very good for me. So specifically, some of the students that I supported in this class were some of the boys in our class were quite distracted most of the time. I think that was one of the main difficulties that I had to deal with as an English 9 peer tutor. It was the phones, distractions, and talking, being off task during work periods. Stuff like that was really stuff that I had to deal with. So for me, one of the specific students that I have in mind was one that was always on his phone. So for me, supporting him would be going over and telling him maybe not being on your phone all the time is a good idea, or playing games on your computer sometimes maybe that's not a good idea, and just being able to help him out, get him working, and just sit with him sometimes to like just standing around honestly was enough to make them work. So that was one of the main struggles, but also one of the main solutions that I found. And I found that worked a lot with not just the specific students, but also with the rest of the class. And it definitely did help in the long run with the overall efficiency of the class, and just making sure that it all ran smoothly when the teacher was not there, or when the teacher was helping other students, for example. Now, for growth that I saw in the students, I think in particular at the beginning of the year, they were very quiet, maybe not as interested in what I had to do to help them, and not also as willing to let me help them as I would have liked. So by the end of the year, it was a great observation that I had, that the students were able to grow and actually be more open to my support, and also just support from the teacher in general. Having them with their lit circle assignments at the end of the year, being able to talk to them, and I guess just talk to them about the assignments, talk to them about just life and the rest of the class, is something that at the beginning of the semester would not have been as easy. So I think that growth is definitely the biggest spot where our class grew together closer over the last 5-ish months. As for the second part, my peer tutoring experience, some of the highlights for me was just getting to know the kids, and I actually really bonded with some of them. We had a lot in common, so just having good laughs, because at the end of the day, I'm also a student, just an older one. So for me, being able to relate to them as a student is really fun, and I think it's also a way that you relate to them is quite different to the way that they might relate to their actual teacher, just because of the age difference in a teacher and a grade 9 students. So I think that is really helpful for them to have someone that is much closer to their age, and someone that is really just their peer, to be able to help them. And that's at the end of the day what it's all about. Second part of learning summary, how has the peer tutoring experience helped me personally grow? I think I've become a better leader. My communication skills have greatly improved. My critical thinking, even being able to help them and solve problems that they might have, which I may not have been able to do at the beginning of the semester, like things like just working with technology and learning how certain students think, and how I can apply my learning to actually help them do their stuff as well. I think that's really helpful. And as an actual teacher, I think I've learned a lot of skills that will help me in the end deal with students going forward, and lots of people that I will interact with going forward. Now, future for me, I think this peer tutoring experience will benefit me in a lot of ways. Obviously, if I do continue to, with post-secondary education, I will definitely need these leadership skills, these communication skills. So I think that can also benefit a lot. And I think my strengths as a peer tutor this semester were really just being a smiling face, somebody that they relate to. I think that's the biggest thing to take away from it at the end. And what is an area that you would like to continue to personally develop? Me, I think my biggest struggle this year in the class was just not necessarily having all the answers. And I think that's hard to do. Obviously, no one's going to have all the answers for questions that students might have. So I think being able to come more prepared sometimes and just learning more as well at the same time would have also helped me. If I had been able to learn the material at the same time as the students better than I was, then I think I would have been able to maybe give them some more thought out answers and some more in-depth answers that resemble that which a teacher might give them. So that's it. Thank you for watching our assignment.